My name is Evan Harrington. It's Buffalo Pepsi. You want to try some? Look at them. Buffalo Pepsi. Look at them. There's different flavors.
The biggest Jags fan of all time, Justin Bachman. To be biased, but Duval.
I'm your host, Frank the Tank Lopez. I'm ready to fight a kid if it happens. If one kid says one dumb thing tomorrow about Baker Mayfield or anything, I'm punching a kid.
Boom!
Mr. Brotherly Love here, Chris Giacobello. I know how to turn the mics on, Dan.
That's a good thing to know.
We got it. Progress.
I'm the First Lady of the Blitz, Emma Nosby.
Let's just shout out everything.
Aquafina.
Aquafina?
I'm sorry, it's the water bottle from the vending machine.
My name's Dan Dale, a.k.a. Double D.
You're quiet. I can barely hear you.
Why am I quiet? Why am I quiet?
Dan, you're quiet.
How am I ever quiet?
Here is The Blitz on 91.3 FM.
Live here from Buffalo State University. Welcome back to The Blitz on 91.3 FM WBNY, Buffalo's original alternative since 1982, brought to you by the Buffalo State Student Activity Fee. We are live here from 2 to 4 on this beautiful Friday afternoon here in Buffalo, New York, on the campus of Buffalo State University. My name is Evan Harrington. I will be your host for the first hour of today's show, and then Chris Giacobello will take over on the second hour. Speaking of that, we are here with Justin Bachman, Emma Nosby, Chris Giacobello, and Frank the Tank Lopez here in Studio A with me. Guys, how you doing?
We're living.
Beautiful people.
Today.
Hello.
I'm doing all right. Evan, I think you need to turn up your mic a little bit, brother. I can't
turn up my mic.
Yeah, I can.
Is that good there?
Yeah, it's a little bit better for sure.
You guys hear me better now?
That's better.
I'm not sure how many people heard the advertisement of where this show is coming from.
This show is coming from Buffalo State University. Sorry if my mic was a little low. Here it is now. I'm reading the levels now.
Yeah, that's better.
We're a little up more in the yellowish orange there.
Yeah. That's where we need you. That's where we need you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost towards spring break here. About 2 more weeks. How's everyone's semesters going? Are we holding strong through the first half of the spring semester here?
It's actually gone by really fast, in my opinion.
Okay
I cannot believe that midterms is already coming up.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Just shout out my teachers who canceled class because I feel like I haven't had really that many classes so far.
Word.
Shout out to the flu.
Yeah, right. How about you, Frank?
It's gone at a moderate pace so far. I wouldn't say it's gone too slow or too far. You know what? We're swimming. We're not swinking.
You're not swimming.
Just keep swimming, Frank.
We're just treading water, are we?
Heads are just above the water. I'm breathing a little.
Just a little. Well, all right. So, speaking of nearing spring break here, we're nearing towards the end of the Sabres season. We're just kind of getting towards that final 20-game stretch here, and the Buffalo Sabres are heating up a little bit. They have been looking a lot better, on the road especially, over their last few games here. Yesterday, the Buffalo Sabres picked up a 3-2 overtime win against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Did any of you guys catch the game last night?
I caught the last minute of the overtime. So
I caught overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch much, but I saw who scored.
I watched basketball. Sorry, guys.
Well, so the Buffalo Sabres picked up a big 3-2 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning in overtime yesterday, courtesy of the goal assisted by Casey Middlestat over to the assistant captain, Rasmus Dahlin.
Woo!
Yes, and the Sabres currently find themselves 10 points out of a playoff spot, and they have been looking really good.
Yeah, they've definitely picked
Season's not over yet, buddy.
Yeah, right. And the Sabres, throughout the first 50 or so games, we're just giving fans nothing really to look forward to. But over these last 10 games or so, really since the start of the new year, the Sabres have been pulling our fan base back in. And before I get into the numbers, where are your guys' kind of thoughts with the Sabres right now, with the amount of games they have left?
I hate to say it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it might just be too little, too late. As rough as that is to say,
I definitely agree.
They've picked up well, but they picked up about a week and a half too late. And it's crazy that the time frame is that small, but if they were winning some of these games, or if they were at least putting up points in some of these games where they were taking loss after loss after loss, then it would help their chances a lot more. But at this point, yeah, they're 10 points out of a playoff spot, but everybody else has still got those 20 games too. I think it's just a little bit of a too little too late kind of scenario for the Sabres this season.
How about you, Emma?
Yeah, I agree with Justin. I feel like it's a little too late, but at this point, anything can happen. I highly doubt that it will happen in our favor. However, it is nice to see, some momentum, and we'll give, that little spark of hope that we always get at the end of the season to be prepared for next season. But yeah, it's good to see them have a good camaraderie going on, and especially on the road. It's really tough to do that. So I give them credit.
How about you, Chris?
Look, I'm a it's not over until it's over kind of guy. Yes, they are 10 points out, but like anyone says, anything can happen, I know there's a lot of factors in that being 10 points away because, they still got 2 games in hand against Tampa. 10 points doesn't seem too far. That's, 3 wins. If you get 3-4 wins, you're right there, But it's just all about closing out the season. If they can finish out, 22 games left? They can just finish out the season strong. Who knows? They might squeak in. Might see a playoff, hockey here in Buffalo. But like I said, you never know.
Listen, you just gotta keep scoring those goals, Chris. You scored one yesterday. You're gonna keep scoring some more. I can feel it.
17 goals on the season.
Shout out to Chris.
Frank, where are your current thoughts on the Sabres again, as they're sitting currently?
I wish I could say it would be the same situation as last year, just with a different end result, but no. I agree with Justin, too little, too late. They started getting hot around January. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was, best goalie in January by the time it was over.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
He's still, the main reason that you guys are inconsistently with all these games, but I don't see the Sabres being able to, string on that hope that they so effortlessly give every single year. So I don't think it's going to be enough for them to break the cycle and make a playoff push.
Yeah, so right now, currently, the Sabres are 6th in the Atlantic, 10 points back of the Tampa Bay Lightning, who they just beat the other night. The Sabres have played 60 games so far and have 60 points. They have 22 games remaining. So there's a chance that they can end the season with 90-plus points, but it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Once again, they were 1 point out of the playoffs last year. And I would say that this team going forward gives me better hopes than last year's team did, even though they were only one point out of the playoffs. Just because this team has better goaltending substantially than it did last year.
Yeah, I feel like the big thing, if the Sabres do make the run, if they manage to make it to the postseason, is on Pekka Luukkonen. It just is. And it's all about the rotation at the goalie position, and obviously you need your guys to stay healthy at this point. It's going to be very, very influential what happens on the defensive side of the puck for the Sabres for the rest of the season. Because you're only, I say only, but you're only 10 points out. But in order for you to stay 10 points out, you got to make sure you can hold your opponent to, probably for the rest of the season, 3 or less goals. And, that's at the bare minimum. You're probably looking for 2 or less. So,
yeah, they also have to finish it in regulation. You can't be taking these overtime wins consistently.
You also got to think, too, they're, doing the math, they are, on average, the youngest team in probably for sure.
In the NHL.
Yeah. Is it the whole league? I thought it was just the conference.
Whole league.
Well, there you go. You got, don't want to say you got all the time in the world, but especially with all the contracts you've been giving out with all these young guys, like there's definitely, some room for improvement. So, I mean, it's good to be optimistic. It's good to stay optimistic in that regard.
Yeah, and it really feels like Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has taken a massive leap from last year.
Oh, this is his breakout season.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what he did during the offseason. I don't know what he did during Christmas time.
Dude, keep doing it.
But he has been an absolute machine.
I went over to his house and started slapping some slappers at him.
Look, as a fellow teammate of his, we sat down.
Oh my God.
We had a long talk.
We shook
talked
hands.
it out. We shook it out. I said, "Hey, be on your A game, buddy.
We shook
we
hands.
need this
and
in Buffalo."
See, and this is why you should be captain following Okposo. Just saying.
Indeed. We shook hands and shared a cup of hot cocoa.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Watch some Disney, after that.
Let it go.
Just Disney?
Well, yeah, Miracles on Disney Plus.
You watch a particular movie, just watch Disney?
Let it go.
I mean, it could be a show, movie, you name it.
Well, continuing on Sabres talk, their road record in 2024 is 8-2-0.
It's quite impressive.
They are the Road Warriors. Now, have they been giving their fans at home the best on-ice product consistently?
Probably not.
Some nights, yes. Most nights, no.
I feel like the Bills and the Sabres are just kind of like the same team, different sport. You know what I'm pushing toward.
Well,
here.
when one's having a down year, the other one is the better team.
Well, yeah, now
and then vice versa.
Yeah, but the Bills were 6 weeks out and needed to go 6-0 to make the playoffs. But the Sabres are 20 games out, which is probably the equivalent of 6 weeks in football. I'd say maybe a couple more games than 20, but are only 10 points out from a playoff spot. Like
What's that voice? No, I get that. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's just the Buffalo mentality in general of just always being like, the underdog. They're not we're not like a well-known city in the U.S. compared to like New York or Los Angeles or something like that. But we still have that like underdog mentality. So I feel like that definitely conveys it in all of our major league sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sharing the tyranny of just mid until it comes down to it.
Not mid. Oh
well, I mean, you're mid, and then you're either trash,
but here's the thing:
or you're
it's
somehow God.
Okay, listen, Justin. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. Look how it was with the Bills.
Okay, all right.
What the heck was that?
All right.
Also with the Sabres, 48 goals against in 2024, tied for first with Carolina for fewest amount allowed.
Impressive.
Defensively, goaltending-wise, they've looked better. They've just looked better. That's the simple way to put it. Something last year with this team was they're going to score a ton. They're going to light the lamp on you, but the other team's also going to light the lamp on you.
Yeah.
But this year, it's a different story to tell. It's a different story to write. Coming into every game, I'm convinced, I'm content with the Sabres allowing 3 or less goals, 2 or less goals for most of them with UPL and net. And that just continues to be the story for the Sabres. But again, it's just they haven't been able to climb out of that hole of being able to just find the scoring that they had last year. And a lot of that is on the power play, even though they scored on it. Thompson did yesterday. Matt Ellis has to get this power play going because the Sabres are, I mean, you can say what you want. Luukkonen's been the best goalie in the league to start the new year. After the new year.
That's a valid take.
He's been the best goalie in the league. The numbers back it up. The play backs it up. It's fair to say. It's really fair to say. And this is the best goaltending we've had since Ryan Miller.
Well, yeah, the only stat he's not top 5, top 10 in is wins.
I know.
And it has nothing to do with him at this point.
Yeah. I mean, he let in a little bit of a softer on the second one, but either way,
you can take those and, he's still going to put up.
Like, you got to win if your goalie's letting 2 or less goals a game consistently. And, like, now, once in a while, you may not. But if your goalie is allowing 2 or less goals a game, you got to find a way to win that game.
I know. And that's what I don't want to, throw the Panthers in there. But also, Luukkonen, Sergei I don't think we've let up 2 goals. I think last night was the first time we let up 2 goals, since, January or something.
Yeah.
And since then, we had that 11-game road streak win. And it's just been dominance. So I think when you have a Luukkonen who's doing that consistently and you're not winning, I think you know where the problem lies.
Yeah. And, taking a look at it, too, like, the Sabres benched Eric Johnson against the Panthers. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No.
They benched Eric Johnson. He only played 6 shifts. He had 3.5 minutes of total ice time, 0 in the second period against your Panthers.
That's all right.
But, I mean, that was another game. The Sabres, they also had a chance.
Yeah, that was
against the Panthers.
That was a way closer game than a lot of the games we've had recently.
Yeah, but you got to think, like, I mean, the big factor compared to the game that we went to was the fact that, you know, Luukkonen was in the net for the one in Florida.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that that's like the end all be all, but like that definitely was a big help.
Right. Also news, the Buffalo Sabres have loaned forward Tyson Jost and goaltender Dustin Tokarski to the Rochester Americans. They were called up over the last little time. Tyson Jost, anyone listening, depth forward, started the year with the Sabres, I'm pretty sure. He was like a healthy scratch. He was in the lineup here and there. He just wasn't going to see ice time in Buffalo, so it makes sense to send him down to Rochester and allow him to play games down there. Good forward. He's skilled, can make plays, definitely is reliable upon when he's called up in the lineup. But as of right now, the Sabres' 12 forwards they have playing are probably the more consistent ones that they're going to keep in the lineup every single game. Justice has no room, and with Tokarski, he isn't going to beat out Eric Comrie, and he's definitely not going to see any ice time over UPL. So, yeah, just send him down. Makes sense. Also, with the Sabres right now, this is what Rasmus Dahlin had to say about Tage Thompson, who scored in yesterday's game to tie things up late in the third. He's got some swag now. He's the type of guy who has to not give an F out there, just play his game, and that's what he's doing right now. And he also had this to say, it's what he does. He's one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. And we saw Tage Thompson look a lot better yesterday. He had Greenway on his line with Tuck. Chris Giacobello. But
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, like, we definitely are seeing Tage like find his mojo, and I mean, at this point, it's like better now than ever, right?
Yeah, isn't he on a little point streak too? As well?
Yeah, he's got like a little three.
Yeah, he's been scoring a lot,
which is necessary for this team to win.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's your best player.
Yeah.
You know, he was a 94-point player last year, and I know he's not the best defensive center in his own zone, but you need that offense to help move this team forward. You need Tage Thompson's offensive ability to help carry this team forward. And if he's not scoring, this team will only go as far as he goes. If Tage Thompson's going to become a 65, 75-point player, then this Sabres team will just be a 65, 75-point team.
Yeah.
He is your best player. He is going to carry this team forward, right? Your Casey Middlestats, your Dylan Cousins, your Skinners, your Tucks.
They'll only get you so far.
Your Quinns, your Paterkas,
your Giacobellos.
Yes. They're good players.
Chris is just like, stop it.
Never going to live it down.
Those are all good players that can have great years. But at the end of the day, Tage Thompson is your number one guy.
Yeah.
He is your guy that you wanted to replace Jack Eichel.
Yeah, and you paid him as a number one guy, so that's the other thing too.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying him about $7 million a year, which is not too much.
I mean, but locking him up for like 7 years, I don't know what contracts are usually like for the NHL, but locking someone up for 7 years is a lot to ask.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask to lock someone up for 7 years. I mean, you're paying Tage Thompson as a really high-end top six forward, but his production on the ice shows he should be a number one center in this league. And this year, he hasn't played like a number one center, but down the stretch, you need him to play like a number one center. You need yesterday out of him consistently. You need those 2 to 3 point nights out of Thompson every other game. You need him to show out and show why what Rasmus Dahlin said is true. Right? Dahlin said he's one of the best players in the league, if not the best. He needs to prove it. He needs to play like it.
He is the GOAT.
He needs to. It's just simply put, he needs to go out there and show why that his contract, or that he is underpaid, because the whole notion last year with Tage Thompson was this is a 94-point guy. He's underpaid for $7 million a year. Well, now Tage Thompson's fairly paid.
Yeah.
He's under a point per game. Well, he's making $7 million a year. It's a good contract. You know?
Sports is one of those things where it's like, what can you do for me now? Never like a what can you do for me down the stretch, if that makes any sense.
Well, I mean, it's a win first It's a win first kind of culture.
I just think it's hilarious. I just thought it was funny when you like mentioned that it's like, oh, Tage is getting underpaid like last year, and now this year everyone's like, oh yeah, this is valid. Like, come on now.
Yeah, what's their playoff like percentage?
Let me go. Let me just keep the conversation going for a second.
I'm gonna throw out a guess. I'm gonna go 4%.
It's a little. I think it's probably up to like 1.2.
All right, I'm gonna look this up right now.
Because it was like 0.1 or 0.3 the last time I checked.
All right, I'm on moneypuck.com.
Well, yeah, they've won a couple 2-3 games though. I'll go 4.
So, what are your guys' predictions?
I would say 1.2.
4.
3.5.
What are we predicting?
Sabres playoff percentages to make it.
6.
Yeah.
2.7.
It's a.
Oh, I'm the closest.
It was 0.1 like a week ago.
Oh wow, that's a big jump.
About a week ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Frank, you want to guess Florida's?
I think we're.
Yeah, you guys already.
Are we at 100?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Make second round. You're at 59.2%.
What?
Yeah.
What's our playoff odds? What's our Stanley Cup odds?
Make final is 16.2%. That's pretty good. I think that's
pretty high.
That's the third highest.
Yeah.
Third highest?
No, sorry, fifth highest.
Who's better than us?
The Canucks.
No.
Yes, the Canucks are.
Canucks? Winnipeg? No way.
The Stars.
Dallas.
The San
Boston.
Jose Sharks.
Carolina,
Carolina?
Edmonton, barely, and Toronto.
I don't understand it.
Hey, Toronto made it past the first round last year. They're
Yeah, who'd they walk right into? Us.
Who'd you guys walk right into after?
Jack Eichel. Well, no, right after that we walked into Carolina and whooped them, and then we walked into Jack Eichel.
What did Jack Eichel do to you?
We were hurt. We were bad.
This interrogation is so intense.
What did Jack Eichel do to you?
He didn't really do anything. It was more Marchessault than him.
Eichel was the best player on the team.
No, Marchessault was better.
No,
Game
he
1 was
wasn't.
on my birthday.
Marchessault was better.
No, he wasn't. Eichel was the best player of that series. He got robbed of the why am I forgetting the award?
I can't remember it.
I forget the award, but it's the MVP for the playoff MVP.
It's Marchessault.
Conn Smythe. I forgot the award of it.
Either him or Mark Stone.
Dude, Eichel had the most points. He had the most primary assists. He was the best defensive forward in the series, and they give it to a guy who had less points but more goals. It was robbed. Robbed of it. It was just robbed. Dude.
As somebody who knows absolutely nothing about hockey, I agree with Frank.
Thank you. But also,
okay, let me put it like this. It was pretty much, all right, I don't know, Cleveland Cavaliers, you gave Kyrie Irving the finals MVP over LeBron.
Ew.
Yeah.
Because he made one shot.
He made the shot.
You made the shot. You did make the shot, though. Did make the shot.
The shot.
He did make
not just a shot.
He did make
shot.
the shot.
I'm not saying Eichel's LeBron. I'm just saying for that playoff run.
No, but I understand where you're coming from, because you can say that about like with the NFL MVP award. It's like who has the best record in the league. And
first off, the shot is Ray Allen's 3, but whatever.
We can
Ray
get
Allen's 3
all
is up there.
show long.
Ray Allen's 3 is one of the best shots.
The jump for the Sabres is massive.
Because this is their schedule upcoming.
Yeah, what's it looking like?
We'll talk a little bit about it in a second here, but they play Vegas tomorrow night in Buffalo. Then they go back-to-back home games, Saturday, Sunday, both at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday against Winnipeg. So those are not easy games.
No, those
but then they have a 2-game break, Monday, Tuesday, but they're back at it away Wednesday, Thursday in Toronto, and then at 8 o'clock in Nashville. And then they're back home next Saturday, next week at 12:30 p.m., going up against Connor McDavid, the best player in the world, and the Edmonton Oilers. And then they got a couple-day break, but then they hit the strong Detroit Red Wings, and they go up against a very tough Islanders team a day after. And then they got Detroit again on that following Saturday away. Then they go. Then they start their 5-game road trip. It's the West Coast road trip to late games. I'm not a fan of those.
Which we will be covering, by the way.
Yes, we will be covering.
We will be covering.
Say it.
How many?
2.
Okay.
So March 18th and 19th, those 2 games we're going to be covering.
Back-to-back?
Yes, that's what Dan is saying, yes.
As who was in Buffalo the other night, Drake was saying we're going back-to-back. Going Seattle and Vancouver, 18th, 19th, both of those at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then Edmonton on the 21st, and then Calgary. So a very tough Western road trip for the Sabres. But then they end the month of March at home against Ottawa, New Jersey, and then Toronto once again. So we get Toronto twice this month. We get Detroit twice.
That's a tough schedule.
I know. And it all starts with Vegas.
Yeah, that's a tough schedule coming up.
They better be putting on a
Not gonna be
show
easy.
at least on Sunday.
Like to go from Vegas
Because I'm going
to
to that game.
Winnipeg, and then Winnipeg.
End it with
and then-
Toronto.
yeah, that's a tough schedule coming up for
But
them.
then you look at their April schedule, it doesn't really get easier. Washington, Philly, not a pushover. Detroit, Dallas, Washington, but then their last 2 games of the season, Florida and Tampa.
I mean, this is definitely going to be a test for them just to see how they can handle all the pressure, you know? I mean, I know they don't have any again, it's like a 2.7% chance of making the playoffs. However, this definitely will prove to them how they can handle everything going forward. And this could definitely be a tell for what's in store next season, probably.
Yeah, but that's also a 2.6% jump than they had last week. So
Exactly. I mean, anything can change.
Got a question from a former WBNY alum, former host of the show, Evan DiPasquale.
Hey!
He texted and he goes, will you feel that this is real or UPL having a great year? Because, and if so, we're seeing that. What do we do with Devin Levi? Do you keep both of them, or will you end up having to trade one of them with UPL having a great year? I think it's 2 questions in one. Do we feel that UPL is having a great year because it's like kind of a fluke, or this is just he's here? He's here.
No.
I say the latter. He's here.
I think he definitely.
And if so,
I think he came into it. I think he came into his role. And now it's all about can he do this again? And not even can he do this again, can he keep doing this for the rest of the season? He's officially, at this very moment in time, he's here. But he's got to prove that he can stay.
This is like his 2019, 2020 Josh Allen era, almost.
Word.
You know, in terms of the development. Just saying. But it is like a natural progression of development. So, I mean, I definitely think he is on the right path, and this is it. He's the dude.
and if so, the question is, what do the Sabres do with Devin Levi? Do they... Obviously, he's got to finish this year in Rochester, and next year will be another topic of discussion. Do they keep them both, or do they move on from one?
In a perfect world, we keep them both just to have a good, solid backup.
Mm-hmm.
However, based on the cap, who knows? But in a perfect world where money just does not exist and the limit does not exist, yeah, keep them both.
You keep them both. There's a reason you have progressed him so much and kept him in Rochester.
Yes.
He's also 8-2-0.
He's been doing well there.
He's been killing it down there.
You're putting so much time and effort into him. The fans love him. I think you keep them both. You don't need Comrie.
And you
don't need Brick.
You also traded Sam Reinhart for him.
Yeah. You trade up so much for him. So
you gave up a 40 goal scorer for him. Or sorry.
41.
What we didn't know was a 40 goal scorer at the time.
So
we didn't know at the
go.
time Sam Reinhart was a 40 goal scorer. Yeah, so I think we're going to take a quick break here. And then we'll talk a little bit more about the Sabres. There's something I want to talk about Kyle Poso. We'll get into a little NHL trade deadline talk. And then maybe towards the end of the first hour, going into the second hour, we'll start ramping up NFL Combine.
Let's go.
Eventually. All right, once again, you have been listening to The Blitz on 91.3 FM at WBNY, Buffalo's original alternative station since 1982, brought to you by the Buffalo State Student Activity Fee. We will see you guys in just a few moments after the break.
Barry worked it around the boards. That's flipped away. Rolls inside the Toronto zone once again. Hustling back after it. There's a chance for Buffalo. Score! Strips the puck, loses in the goal, rifles it home, and Buffalo leads by
welcome back to the Blitz on 91.3 FM at WBNY. My name is Evan Harrington. I will be your host for the next 20 minutes or so here once again. We are still on our Sabres talk, as you can hear from the intro clip there. That was Kyle Oposo scoring about 4 years ago against the Toronto Maple Leafs. But the reason I bring up Kyle Oposo is because his name is in trade talks over the last little bit. And guys, we have a caller here on line one. Introduce yourself.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm Jerry.
Jerry, where are you from?
I'm from East Amherst.
Jerry, why are you calling in?
I really wanted to talk about that stupid Kyle Oposo.
All right.
And why he's taking time away from my guy, paying Krebs.
All right. Jerry.
I hate how that guy is given the C. He gets moved up to the second line for no reason. He doesn't perform. And you take it away from my quirked-up white boy, Peyton Krebs.
Hey, Jerry. You sound a lot like our good friend Dan Dale Double D, who can't be here today because he's sick. Do you know?
Really? Really? Do I sound a lot like him?
Yeah.
Jerry, do you happen to be related?
No, not that I remember.
Jerry, do you happen to be wearing a mustache and covering yourself as an identity as Double D Dan Dale?
Maybe.
All right.
I had a whole disguise, and you guys can't see it.
Well, obviously, we can't see it because you're over the phone.
Yeah, no duh.
All right, Jerry. So the only reason I'm bringing this up, it was kind of just uncoincidental timing. On Twitter, at Jerry Dale, Jerry _Double D, WBNY, you go, please, leave the franchise, you bum.
You bum.
And if you have no context of what that is, that's Jerry talking about Kyle Oposo in a tweet from Lance Lasowski. A week from the NHL's trade deadline, Kyle Oposo and Kevin Adams are, in quotes, on the same page, end quotes, about the captain's preference to stay in Buffalo or chase a cup elsewhere. Kyle Oposo said, "I'll leave it at that," said the captain, Kyle Oposo. The latest on Adams' deadline options. Kyle Oposo, 11-plus goals on the season. The captain, signed here in 2016, might be nearing his time ending as a Buffalo Sabre. Given the captaincy last year, had a fine year last year. He was definitely a spark in the Sabres season, for better than for worse. But this year, you can say it's been more downhill for the captain than uphill. I guess let's just get our talks and our takes here on the captain, Kyle Oposo, and where he currently sits as a Buffalo Sabre, or if not, in the near future. Anyone want to go?
I'll go. That man is a future. Where does he want to go? Let's say that man is a future Arizona Coyote. Okay?
Really?
I don't know. That's
you
just
think you want to chase a cup, not the first
A
overall
bum
pick.
goes to a bum city.
All right.
Wow.
Dallas?
I can see Dallas, Boston, maybe even Florida.
I don't know.
You don't think Florida can use him on their fourth line?
No, absolutely not. We are not chasing after
Hey,
a
so
bum.
want another Buffalo Sabre in your lineup?
Listen, we only take winners, all right? We're chasing a cup. We're not chasing the retirement home, all right?
The retirement home is crazy.
Okay, Kyle Oposo is fine, but he's not going to do you any good. That's why he sits on the third or fourth line majority of the season. Don't know why you'd ever put him on a second line. But listen.
What line do you sit on, Frank?
I sit on the top line.
Since little
the top line of the stadium.
Center bench, sir.
The top line of being at McDonald's.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Listen, not
The
anymore.
slander.
Jerry, if you keep throwing these insults out, we might have to cut you
I'm
off.
going to have to cut you off, sir.
We'll have to send you back to West Seneca.
I think Paul Maurice would put me on the first line, right, Frank?
Wait, I thought he was from East Amherst.
Oh, wherever you're from, Jerry.
Come on, Gerald. Get it together.
Oh God. Listen, here's what it is.
Together.
Here's what it is.
It's away from my quirked up white boy.
Oh my God. Here's what it is. It's the circle of life when it comes to these veteran players.
The circle.
We gotta let them go eventually, right? Homeboy is 35 years old. We're going for a very young. We have the reputation, obviously, and we have the facts here that we are the youngest on average team in the NHL. So I mean, at this point, it's like he's done his thing. It's been 6 years now, and I wouldn't mind him getting traded or released or whatever. So
yeah,
it's been a ride. We appreciate you, Alex Tuck for captain.
I agree with the whole staying young thing, but Evan brought up a good point last week or 2 episodes ago. It's cool to stay young, but I think you need some kind of veteran presence there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's what like a guy like Alex Tuck is in my eyes.
No, that's what
he's not.
Okposo, though, is not the veteran that you need.
No, I mean, he is, but he isn't. His mindset and his
it's just what he can do on the ice is not.
But a lot of leadership is what you do on the ice,
and he does not do a lot of that
anymore.
So I think that's what
last year Kyle Okposo was a perfect example of what you wanted.
But for some reason, this season has told a very different story, and I think I'm fine with Okposo leaving.
Yeah, me too.
He keeps on denying my Uber request to take him to Boston.
Oh, my God.
Jerry, you're an Uber driver?
Dude, one of these times he's going to take it.
He's going to accept it.
Hopefully soon, we only got until next week Friday. So.
Dan, how much would you pay to Uber Kyle Okposo and all of his family?
I thought his name was Jerry.
Oh, Jerry. Jerry, how much would you pay to Uber all of Kyle Okposo, him and his family, and his possessions over to Boston? What's your max?
I mean, it's going to be hard to fit all of that in my Ford Focus, but...
well, you better focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on,
maybe
Gerald.
there's going to be a couple of kids on top of the car. I don't know where I would...
Like a Christmas tree, you tie them on top?
Yeah, it just... we can have them holding the furniture and the stuff,
It's going to be like every 90s cartoon when all the bags are stopped with all the bags stacked on top of the car.
It's going to be something out of Flintstones.
And for some reason, as the car is driving down the road, it's like bouncing up and down to whatever music's playing in the background. It's going to be
right.
It's going to be quite the scene. Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you for that, Gerald.
I would go to Kyle right now and say $1,000. I'll give you $1,000. You don't have to pay me nothing.
I'll give you the money. It's crazy.
Yeah, the guy's making millions of dollars a year in the NHL. Yeah, I got a proposition for you.
Just leave Key Bank.
$1,000 right here and now.
$1.
Hey Jerry, you want to say hi to Alex Tuck?
Oh yes, Alex Tuckabello.
Gee, I haven't heard that one before.
I don't know where you would have heard that, Chris. I don't know. I love your play so much that, you inspire me every day that you're able to go from Florida back up to Buffalo, then Tampa, and then back up to Buffalo. I mean, nothing stops you, man. I can't wait to see you in Vegas tomorrow. And then you're not even going to Vegas. You're here. You get to stay here for once, then you get Winnipeg, and then you get to go somewhere else. You're just going to have the time of your life, man.
And I'm doing it for you Sabres fans.
Yay.
No, I appreciate that.
Yay.
I appreciate that so much. I wish more of the team was like you, Alex Tuckabello.
Look, if this team had my approach to the game,
if they had your hair,
82-0. 82-0 all day.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see it. You give everybody the hair, the skill set, the perfect passing. I see it.
Hey, I'm playing hockey.
Oh my God.
Oh, jeez. Well, maybe I don't want your personality anymore. Let me go to Jeff Bleepin Skinner. Maybe that will work. Right, Frank?
It's been a year. It's been a year.
It won't go away. It won't ever go away.
No way.
Well, how about another name, Evan? I've also seen, we've seen the Okposo trades, Casey Middlestat name come up. How about Gergs? Zemgus Girgensson.
I'll drive him to New York. Still hasn't accepted my Uber.
Well, he's already in New York.
Well, I mean, more the city. Maybe ship him off to Long Island. I've heard nothing good happens there.
I've heard nothing good happens there. It's crazy.
Oh, no, I've heard a lot of New Yorkers say they don't want to be a part of Long Island. I don't know.
If anyone's listening and you are frustrated at Jerry's takes, you can find him on Twitter, _D WNY.
My name is definitely not Dan Dale, and you shouldn't really go and try to find me.
You should go find him.
You should go find him, rate him, and then get him
Drink a
banned off
Schweppes.
Twitter.
Drink
I
a
don't have
Schweppes.
a Schweppes here, Emma.
Drink a Schweppes, Gerald.
The closest I got to Schweppes is water and root beer.
All right, then put those two together. Mix them up.
That doesn't sound good.
Mix it up.
Look, am I really about to go downstairs and say, "Hey, Ma, you mind whipping me up some root beer with water in it?"
Wait, Jerry, you live with your mom? How old are you?
Gerald.
How old am I? Good question. No need to disclose it on air.
Jerry, are you 45?
Gerald, get out of your mother's basement.
For a guy who doesn't exist. I love every second of this show now.
Sticking on the Sabres conversation, there's a report Elliot Friedman was talking about that Kyle Oposo might be able to find his way over to the New York Rangers because Friedman mentions how Okposo's connection to USA Hockey can link him to Chris Drury over with the New York Rangers. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
That's a name I haven't heard in so long.
Who?
I'll drive him to MSG right now. What are we waiting for?
I don't know.
Gerald.
It might help the Rangers. I think under the Jeff Gorton reign of the Rangers, I feel like nothing would have happened, but this new regime in New York, I feel like a Kyle Okposo in the locker room could definitely help them. Not on the ice at all, but having him in that locker room would be great as they continue to push their way to the playoffs.
Honestly, it's going to be like what they did with Patrick Kane last year in trading for him, but Kyle Oposo's the dollar store version of Patrick Kane. Because, honestly, you could probably buy Kyle Oposo from the Sabres for $1, and they would be okay with it.
Probably.
All right, so sticking on the conversation.
Listen, no comment.
No comment?
If anything, it's going to stick longer on that. So speaking of trade deadline, we talked about Zemgus Girgensons. You brought that up, Frank. Is there any teams you guys would like to see Zemgus Girgensons go to? And, what is the trade value for someone like 28 on the Sabres?
Oh, my God. What is the trade value for Zemgus Girgensson?
I mean,
There's value?
There's
a bag.
I don't know, probably like
a bag of dill pickle Lays and half a packet of Skittles.
No.
Where the other bucket full of wings with some blue cheese on the side.
That might be too much. That might also be
too much. It has to be ranch, if anything. Probably. There's probably some of that. Ranch is the downgraded blue cheese. That probably works.
Speaking of trades, I mean, we haven't really talked about the Ilya Lyubushkin trade.
Yes, he got traded back to Toronto.
You mean Gummy Bear Man?
Gummy Bear Man. Three-way trade. So he's going to Toronto from Anaheim, but the Carolina Hurricanes are also involved in this. I don't understand three-way trades, okay? So can someone explain, please and thank you.
Carolina, I think Carolina is retaining some of the salary.
Yeah, I think they took like 50% of it.
So
I'm on NHL.com. It basically says Anaheim received Toronto's 3rd round pick in the 2025 draft. Carolina received Toronto's 6th round pick in the 2024 draft, and Toronto received Carolina forward prospect Kirill Slepets. I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay.
Well, basically, what three-team trades do is they really bring in a team that's willing to eat salary cap, and they'll take a pick. That's really all it is. The Sabres have done it a couple times over the last few years where they really have no business in the trade, but they come in and they'll retain. It's teams that have a lot of salary cap to work with, and they can eat other teams' contracts. They'll take 25% of the contract, and they'll take like a 5th round pick and they'll just leave.
I guess the question is, how come we don't see this with like, I don't know if we have seen it in the NBA, but how come we don't see it in the NBA and the NFL?
You do.
Well, you've seen it in the NBA.
In the NBA, a lot.
we do. We
Well,
see,
the NBA.
The NBA and the NHL operate relatively similar.
I don't know if the NFL collective bargaining agreement
I don't think
allows
you can
that.
do 3-team trades in the NFL.
no.
That might
that's not a
be
thing.
more NFL and NFLPA being like that and not wanting them to like spread out the money.
Yeah, and I don't think baseball like that is either. I don't think I've ever seen like a
Oh,
successful...
money does not matter in baseball. They don't.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So remember, they're not a monopoly under U.S. law. Everything else is. If they, so.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, I think the move for Lubushin's fine. I like him in Toronto.
I think it's funny that Carolina is helping facilitate that trade, even though it's another Eastern Conference opponent. So that must mean, in their minds, Ilya Lyubushkin does nothing to help the Maple Leafs, and they're just like, yeah, sure, take him. He makes your team worse. That must be what it is. I don't know what other reason there would be to get nothing in a trade that you're just adding more money to yourself.
Do you know what we have not shouted out on the on the radio show today? We have a live stream going up on Facebook right now with webcams showing ourselves talking on air.
Does Armando have like a little picture of me?
That's
talking?
live.
I had no idea. Hello.
I'm pretty sure that's live.
I feel much worse about being on my cell phone for the last 10 minutes.
I think is there another one to the side of you guys somewhere?
Yeah, but the lens is not open.
Oh, well, that's an actual camcorder, though, so I don't know if that's... I know
And
it's
there's
that one.
two in studio.
Yeah, it's that one.
There's one up right here, and then there's one facing Frank.
Oh, wow, it's like I'm here. Oh, my God.
Yeah, welcome,
Can you
Jerry.
see us?
Dan, real
Jerry,
quick.
you know how to use Facebook
Yeah,
so
Jerry,
much.
pull up Facebook.
Wait, hang on. I need to look it up. I want to.
I want to see myself on camera.
I want to see myself looking at my cell phone for the last 15 minutes.
Hey, yo.
Armando, if you're listening, is it WBNY Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I see the ring. We're live.
Are we live?
WBN.
This is monumental.
I see part of his sweatshirt.
Hey,
That's
Armando,
it.
can you confirm this for me? Are we the first ever
Facebook Live?
show to go Facebook Live? We're not. Okay, never mind.
Aw, dang it.
We suck.
Oh,
Hey, look at us. We're there.
Hey,
Chris, you're not in
Justin,
view.
It's okay.
Put it up over the glass. I can't see it. Can you put up your phone.
Evan.
Here you go.
Oh wait. Oh man, look at that. I'm waving. Wait, I see that again? Man, I'm like moving side to side. This is insane.
Yeah, it's a little
behind.
okay, that makes so much sense because you're over here making poses or whatever. I'm like, who the heck is in the room? Like,
Yeah, I was like for like 5 seconds. I was up like.
I'm not gonna
throwing
lie.
fake punches at the.
Frank hasn't moved for me in approximately, give or take, 23 seconds.
Armando, you should hop on here.
Poor
Frank,
Chris.
say hi.
He didn't even get airtime or FaceTime.
Armando.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, look, everybody's moving now.
Yeah, we're getting a special guest appearance from the man operating the broadcast. Armando, right there.
yeah.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
Hi, Armando.
Shout
Thank
out
you for
Armando.
Check it out. I just added something to it.
What'd you add? I don't have it pulled up.
Added a picture of me. I feel so involved now.
Oh, hey, look, there's a picture of him.
Yeah, we're just gonna take a little like thing of Dan and put quote bubbles around him anytime he speaks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Dan, you look like such a goober in that photo.
I'm in the penalty box, man.
Goofy Cooper.
Oh, Dan, you're in there.
Oh yeah, he is.
You guys
Yeah,
are
I'm in the penalty box.
Yeah, Dan, you are in the penalty box because we're gonna take a break, and Dan, you're gonna have to sit in the penalty box and wait. After the break, I am heading off for hour 2, so Chris Giacobello will be taking over as host for the second hour.
You know what that means? NFL Combine and NBA.
Justin can get off his phone.
Yeah.
Well, we have more NBA talk soon here, just with the Sabres ramping up here. There's so much to talk about Buffalo Sabres-wise. But once again, This has been The Blitz on WBNY, Buffalo's original alternative station since 1982, brought to you by the Buffalo State Student Activity Fee. My name has been Evan Harrington. I just want to say thank you guys who all tuned in for Hour 1. Stay here and stick here for Hour 2 with the rest of these awesome people running the show, and we will see you guys very soon for more Blitz talk. Is like, once again, they said they'll get into a little bit of NFL Combine, NBA, and other talk here on an 91.3 FM WBNY. Once again, we will see you soon.
Sherman Gillums Jr., Paralyzed Veterans of America.
For more than 70 years, Paralyzed Veterans of America has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get all the benefits they have earned.
Al Kovac Jr., Paralyzed Veterans of America.
We provide one-on-one support tailored to your individual needs, including healthcare advocacy, benefit support, and career assistance.
For more information, call 1-800-424-8200 or visit pva.org. A public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Our team, we're gonna score and see some more. You better believe. Orlando City, hey, we'll win the victory. Orlando City all the way.
That was the Orlando City SC chant. Because you are still listening to WBNY 91.3. I am going to be your host for the last part of this show. I am Chris Giacobello. Still with me in Studio A is Franklin the Tanklin.
Orlando City all the way.
And in Studio B, we have Emma Nosby.
Hello.
As well as Justin Bachman, who went to go close the door.
Duval
is now back and still on the phone, I believe.
Should be.
Jerry,
are you still here?
that scared me.
Jerry?
Gerald.
Yeah.
Gerald.
I do it.
Gerald.
That scared me.
So, with that chant being said, I think before we move on to the NFL real quick, I'd like to, me personally, since I'm a soccer fan, I'd like to go over some soccer real quick.
Nah, do what you gotta do.
Let's go.
So this week,
wait. Before you start, Chris, can I stop being called Jerry, please?
No.
No, I don't want to be confused.
You walked into it, Gerald.
I'm gonna change your contact name. Which, by the way, Dan, like, did you get? Was Evan in on this, or did you just like pull one out of your butt?
In what sense? Pulled one out of my butt.
The whole
Jerry.
Gerald.
Oh no, that was me.
Oh.
That was
just you.
purely
Yeah,
me.
we had a.
Evan just asked me, "Do you want to go on air like that?" He knew it was me. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, screw it."
Well, with that being said, we got a couple big games this weekend in the soccer world.
Yeah, we do.
One being here in the States with Frank's team, Orlando City.
The Battle of Florida, baby.
They are playing what people like to say, the almighty Inter Miami, only because they have Lionel Messi.
And Luis Suarez. Give the man his flowers.
Get that shark away. I mean, he's in Florida for a reason.
The biting was 14 years ago. The bite was 14 years ago.
You know how many people he has bitten throughout his career?
Yeah, but the bite was 14 years ago.
But do you know how many people he has bitten?
Mike Tyson had a better bite.
Mike Tyson ripped off a guy's ear.
Yeah. I mean, that's uncomparable. But we have Orlando playing Inter Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Frank, this is your team.
It is. Not Miami.
Not Miami, but Orlando City. They finished in the semifinals last year in the playoffs.
Against Columbus.
Second overall in the Eastern Conference, I believe. Give us your thoughts on this game that's going to happen tomorrow.
Well, first game of the season against Montreal, I didn't like it. First 45, despicable. We got called for 10 penalties, 10 fouls, despicable. Hold on.
He's got to take a quick Schweppes break.
He's got a Schwepp.
He's got a Schwepp before he goes
Ladies
into
and
this
gentlemen,
tangent.
no free advertisement here, but if you're not Schwepping, you're doing it wrong. All right.
Exactly.
All right, I think I'm swept up now.
I keep looking at the camera now that I know we're on Facebook Live.
I know.
Are we new spokespeople for Schweppes?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway,
I
and then
Schweppes.
Jerry, calm it down.
Schweppes! Our sponsor on Schweppes, please!
Gerald. I need you to relax.
Get
I
off the
will not
rails.
go down until they sponsor
Somebody
us.
mute him. Mute Gerald. Mute
You know
him.
what you can just,
This yelling over the phone is definitely different from yelling.
you can
in the
just
studio.
what you can do, right?
What can I do? I have too much power.
You see that
here.
end call button right there?
I'm not going to do that to Jerry.
No.
That's right.
Oh my God.
But then the last 45 minutes, we outshot Montreal to I think it was 15 shots to 4. Because then they had to bring on Joseph Martinez. If you don't know who that is, Atlanta United, everyone hates him. We hate him. Collectively, everyone hates him. But now we move on to Miami.
And
Miami.
This is a doozy.
Frank, why are you looking into my eyes so soulfully?
But
Valentine's Day episode already happened, man.
Oh my God.
But let me tell you, this team,
I'm listening.
Duncan
to you,
McGuire, is about to be the back cornerstone of our defense. Let me just. Orlando City is going to destroy Inter Miami, and if we don't, I might have a panic attack. But we have Pedro Gallese, the octopus, in net. Do you understand what that means?
What does that mean, Frank?
I
He was
don't.
one of the best goalies last year in the MLS.
Last year?
Yeah.
But can he keep that form this year?
Absolutely.
Is the real
He
question.
stopped Joseph Martinez, I think, 2 shots. One was just on a one-on-one against him, and he beautifully got a hand on it. So, yeah, I think we're going to stop Messi. We're going to stop Suarez, and I think Orlando City comes
You're
away.
going to stop Jordi Alba. You're going to stop Sergio Biscuits.
All right. First off, those are 2 names that haven't been important to me since 2015.
Okay, but they're still making an impact on the MLS for Miami.
Those are 2 names that have not been talked
But
about
they're
since
still
2015.
feeding Messi and Suarez.
Jordi Alba and
Okay.
Sergio Busquets have not been relevant since 2015.
Okay. Moving on to another big game, though. I know Dan mentioned this used to be his favorite team, or he still followed them, but there's a big game across the pond.
Across the pond, eh?
Known as the Manchester Derby.
Oh, God.
Now, this Manchester Derby includes Manchester City versus Manchester United.
Yeah.
As you can tell from Dan's voice, one of his teams, I just gave it away.
One of these teams is significantly worse than the other.
Manchester United, I guess you could say, used to be the New England of the British Premier League back then, when they had Sir Alex Ferguson at the helm with none other than a young Cristiano Ronaldo, Edwin van der Sar in net, Rio Ferdinand in the back, Wayne Rooney in the middle.
Fellaini?
Marcus Fellaini?
Fellaini. So I always just say his name wrong.
Did you just name Marcus Fellaini for Manchester United?
Yes.
That was... Okay. Don't talk to me about that guy. But anyway, this is a big game.
He had the greatest hair I've ever seen in my life. That was prime Man U. But yes, continue with the Manchester Derby.
Hold on. I got to look it up. Yeah, because I got to see I believe it is at 10:30 in the morning because, England time.
It's on Sunday.
On Sunday.
Yep.
Dan,
Man, you have a 10% chance to win according to Google.
That's it?
Oof.
Yep.
That's tough.
Man City has a 75.
That's 10 more than I would have given them.
10 more than I would have given him is great.
Oh.
Well, Man City, Erling Haaland scored 5 goals.
5 goals against a Sunday League Luton squad.
Still in the Premier League.
That wasn't even the Premier League match.
Still in the Premier League.
It was in the FA Cup.
Where are they in the Premier League?
Last.
Not last.
Who's below Luton Town?
Burnley and Sheffield United, brother.
Sheffield is below them?
Frank, you get an easy match. Shut up.
Wow. They're not far from Nottingham.
And then you have a tight race at top. It's 60 points. Liverpool. Behind them is Manchester City with 59 points. And behind them is
the Mighty
Frank's
Gunners.
Team
the Mighty Gunners.
In England, Arsenal. This
yeah,
is
the Mighty Gunners are bronze.
Hey, bud, where's your team? Hey, bud, where's your team? Hey, Jerry.
Yeah.
Hey, Gerald.
I think it's time to take your pills and go for that morning walk. All right, bud. All right.
It's 3:15 in the afternoon.
Will, why are we
I
so
don't know what
hostile
morning
right
you're
now?
talking about, buddy. Maybe you guys step outside and get some air.
Oh boy.
I'm pressing the button. I'm pressing the button.
Oh boy. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't.
Definitely do it.
Punch him if he presses the button.
Yeah, guys, I definitely
No, that's assault.
I definitely shouldn't press the button.
That's assault.
Right, Facebook Live, I definitely shouldn't press the button. I winked to the camera.
I think I'm the only person here.
Oh yeah, he does have a set.
Okay, but let's move on to, I guess, to a sport that we all know, and I know we're all looking forward to talking about.
Oh, by
The
the way,
NFL combo.
Oh, wait, hold on, just to say that
Before we move on,
Man City's gonna win this by like a head. Like,
oh yeah,
I say Erling Haaland has another hat trick.
I can see it. I can see it.
You think I'm wrong, Dan?
I'm Dan again. Yes, I did it.
Excited.
All right, Gerald.
All right, but moving on to the NFL Combine.
Listen, Indianapolis is only known for two things: the NFL Combine and the Indy 500, baby.
I love NASCAR.
If you ain't first, you're last.
You're last, indeed.
So yesterday was the actual first day of Combine stuff, and it was with all the D linemen and linebackers. So we got that, and then today's schedule.
I lost the cap to my Schweppes.
It literally hit my foot as I was talking.
Sorry, that just means I have to finish off my Schweppes.
Chug, chug, chug,
chug, chug.
All right, so the NFL Combine, another combine, another year,
Another year, another combine.
Another day of athletic freakism.
Yeah, D linemen and linebackers were yesterday. Today is defensive backs and tight ends. Saturday will be quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs, which makes sense. Everybody's going to want to watch that. That's why it's on Saturday. And it's an all-day affair. And then the third, Sunday, March 3rd, is offensive linemen.
I love Sunday, March 3rd. Offensive lineman is the funniest thing to watch for the NFL Combine, man.
And why do you say that, brother?
Offensive line is the hardest thing to get a good scouting regimen on. Like, it's so hard to scout O-linemen, man. It's so hard to scout O-linemen. So watching these big 300-pound freaks of nature is a pastime that I will definitely be indulging myself in on Sunday afternoon.
I wonder who the players they're going to bring. Because yesterday they had the NFL Network brought in Cam Jordan of the New Orleans Saints to commentate.
Boo! Shut up! Gosh. You're worse than Gerald.
This is going to be an ongoing thing now.
We're never going to let that down.
Just like I will forever be known as Alex Tuck.
Yes.
Dan will now be known as Gerald.
Wait, no.
Gerald, calm it down.
Gerald.
No.
I will kick your walker over. Do you understand?
That's senior abuse, buddy.
Hey, yo.
Frank, look at my eyes. Look into my eyes. I see you on the camera.
Let me just look
they're
at the
clouded
camera.
with your cataracts, but all right, I can't see.
They're clouded with your cataracts. Might be the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Anyway, shut up, Gerald.
Gerald, we're talking combine. It's mine and Justin's turn.
Anyway, huge, I mean, a lot of draft stocks went up yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of draft stocks went up. I don't think very many people went too far down. I do think there were semi-disappointing performances from some of these guys that we thought were going to be crazy athletes.
Yeah, NFL Network had they did a stock up and stock down on the top few players that they think is going to be more of a stock up, stock down. The one that really surprised me was Darius Robinson of Mizzou. I thought he did impressive, but honestly, it's really about the 40-yard dash because he's 285. He has 285 pounds, but he had a 4.95 in the 40, which is quote unquote disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the 40 times are kind of weird for certain positions. Defensive tackle, in particular, is a really weird position for a 40 time.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everybody was going nuts about the slowest 40 time yesterday, which was a 5.27, I believe, by a defensive tackle. And analytics said that if he was the same height and weight as a DB, he would have ran a 4.27.
Yeah, like the math wasn't mathing.
And if I had 100 pounds of muscle and was 6'3", I'd be a part of the combine. You know,
who was
like
it?
If only.
Tavondre Sweat.
That's funny you say that because Sweat is a part of that category of like stock up.
Yeah, I mean his stock probably is up. He did have a pretty nuts combine.
How do they do the math? Like, yeah, if I'm 6'1", weigh 230, and my knee was okay, yeah, I'd probably run a 4.3.
See, that stuff is so fascinating to me that they literally have like archival footage of like everybody's combine stuff. Like whenever they were doing like the comparison of different players like for previous years with like the current stuff, and then you watch it all at once on the screen. I find that stuff so fascinating.
You know who they injusticely compared my boy Byron Murphy. I think Byron Murphy the second or Byron Murphy the third, whatever. Byron Murphy, edge out of Texas. They disrespectfully compared him to an athletic freak in J.J. Watt and what he did at the combine.
You can't compare.
I thought you were talking about Patrick Mahomes getting mad about the
No. Byron Murphy, they do that like relapse thing where it's like they show like the start of the thing and it goes over time. Yeah. And obviously J.J. Watt smoked Byron Murphy because J.J. Watt at the combine probably had a top 5 combine performance of all time. Like that guy was nuts. And yeah, I mean, go ahead and compare him to J.J. Watt. Why not? You know, just make him look like he's garbage. Hook 'em.
I want to say the biggest stock up in my opinion, and this is what they had I'm on the same article that they put out for the stock up and stock down. The first person that they brought up for the stock up was Braden Fisk out of Florida State, defensive tackle. I kind of knew who he was, but I watched like part of the combine yesterday because I had nothing else to do before class, and I was very impressed, especially with this 40-yard. Like, what was it? 40-yard, 4.78. 4.78. And then a 9'9" broad jump, which was crazy in my eyes. And he's 292 pounds. So that is saying something. And I really think, if anything, his stock has definitely gone up. Not first round stock up, but if anything, third, possibly second.
Yeah, no, I mean he's probably a third round pick. But I mean he did have a pretty nuts combine. He's a little undersized for the D tackle position, especially for the way that he plays football. He's more of a run stopper, and to be a 292-pound run stopper is validly unheard of. A lot of run stoppers more like the 320 to 330 range at the defensive tackle position. I mean, you look at a guy like Linval Joseph, who is a run-stopping D tackle, and he's well over 300 pounds.
Jordan Phillips, who can't even fit a jersey over his shirt.
Yeah, Jordan Phillips as well.
He's got an extra shirt.
But for the way that for the performance that he put up yesterday, it can show that he might be able to be a pass rushing defensive tackle if you were to coach him up. But I mean, he played nothing but a run stopping nose tackle position all of his years in college. So, I mean, yeah, he probably goes in the third. But I think one guy who really there were a few guys at the edge position that really just set and stoned their way into a top first round and or second round pick.
Are you talking about who I think you're talking about?
He's in there, but the first guy I want to talk about is Leatu Latu.
Oh, damn it.
And Leatu Latu, I love that man. The way he plays football is just so it's borderline beautiful the way this guy gets after it.
I was really impressed with him.
And what he was doing yesterday in all of the drills just showed just how fluid his hips are at the position. And he changed direction on a dime. And the hoop drill
crazy. The hoop drill was beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. He didn't run the fastest 40, but he didn't have to.
No.
Because he showed his technical ability in the drills yesterday. It was beautiful to watch. Another guy.
Yeah, he had a 4.64 40-yard dash.
Yeah, 4.64 40. It's not like the greatest thing of all time, but he did show that he can get after it in the drills. Another guy, Dallas Turner. That guy's a freak.
Yeah.
That was probably some of the most athletic things I've ever seen. Hang on, let me get the correct metrics here. He is 6 foot, if my computer will load. 6'3", 250 pounds. And this brother is athletic. And I mean, under a 4.5 40 at the edge position is pretty nuts. and a 40 and a half inch vertical and a 10'7" broad jump. He didn't run the 3-cone 20 or bench press, but I mean, just the athletic prowess of a guy like Dallas Turner is something that a lot of draft analysts and a lot of NFL teams will look at, and they'll say that he is going to be probably a late first-round pick after what he did in the combine, just because like we see combine risers and athletic risers all the time. Like my Jags took Trayvon Walker a couple years ago for what he did in the combine, and they took him at number 1 overall, which I still regret to this day.
Why were you a Hutchinson guy?
I know. You know what I would have done to Trent Baalke if he drafted Aiden Hutchinson?
What would you do, Justin?
I would have taken a plane down to Jacksonville and found his apartment or house or whatever, and I would have cut his grass with my teeth.
I said his teeth.
Ew.
But he didn't. He drafted Trayvon Walker, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I hate it, because Trayvon has been improving, but disappointing to say the least. But athletic risers do come out of the draft all the time. And speaking of an athletic riser, Chop Robinson.
Chop Damian Pork Chop Robinson out of Penn State, baby. Oh my God. This made me so happy because, this is very biased of me because I obviously am a Penn State fan. My little sister goes to Penn State, so we are a Penn State family. We are. But I've been upset with all of these analysts like not putting Chop in at least mid to late first round pick with their mock drafts.
Mid is crazy. late first rounder for sure.
If not early day.
I still don't even think after the combine he goes.
No, but
I don't think he goes before 20.
Okay, but he had similar. But I was showing you just now, Justin. He had very similar combine results as Dallas Turner. A 4.48 40-yard and a 10.8 broad jump, 34.5 vertical. Like, homeboy is wild. He's a beast, and he is fast, and he is super athletic, and he's good with the hoop drill. I keep bringing up the hoop drill because they were showing, like, the line, and, like, the goal is to have the yellow line inside the hoops to have, like, the figure 8. It looked so beautiful. Oh, my God.
Yeah, but I mean...
Well, that transition to the field is the real question.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the big thing about the Combine. It's a love-hate relationship for me with the Combine. I think it does a lot of justice for some positions and no justice at all for others. I think one of the positions that it does do justice for, however, is edge. And Chop Robinson was the 13th ranked edge according to the on-the-field drills that they were running because he is... very top heavy. He plays very top heavy. He plays downhill football, which means if he gets beat around him or even through him, if a guy like a bigger back or a bigger tight end or a bigger wide receiver run through him, he's going to go down and he's going to get pancaked by somebody because he runs with his chest forward, his head down, and all of his weight's just in his shoulders.
Like him versus a Kittle or him versus a Derrick Henry would be...
it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly for Chop.
But here's the thing about Chop, though. Like, obviously, you know who else came from Penn State who's one of the top edge rushers in this league, and that's Micah Parsons.
Bum.
Don't you bum.
Did we not watch
Don't you
the
bum
same
Micah
Dallas
Parsons?
Cowboys at the end of the year?
The one that lost to the Green Bay? Yeah, I saw it.
Hey, listen. You can't count it all on one player, man.
He's just a very explosive person when he gets off on the snap, and I think that's really like that's just really I think something that you need like just to have that sort of intimidation.
He's the best because I'm not there.
You're right.
I had to give someone a chance.
You're right. Blake Bortles came from UCF, so that means every single other quarterback that ever plays at UCF will be the greatest quarterback.
It was very
the boat.
Honestly, with him, especially with the 40, it reminded me a lot of like how track stars come off. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's because he starts low. It comes down to the fact that he runs top heavy. He runs with his chest forward and his head down, and that's like proper sprinting form. You run chest forward, not too far forward. He runs a little bit too flat. He runs with his chest toward the ground, not his chest like in front of him. And that was his biggest problem at Penn State was getting juked out and run over because the brother just he puts way too much weight forward, and if he lunges forward at a guy, all the dude has to do is take a 1-foot step back, and all of a sudden chops on the ground on his face with turf in his eyes right in front of him, and the guy's got a free breakaway.
Yes, but in my opinion, that is easily fixable.
And not really. You can't teach somebody how to run when they're 22 years old.
Yeah, something you should have done.
You can't teach somebody how to run when they're 22 years old.
Listen, I'm just optimistic. I have my Delulu goggles on, so I am very optimistic about Chop Robinson. Excuse me for being super
listen,
biased.
I felt this when Shaquan Griffin had his combine 2018 when he was the one-handed player who did the push-up.
The bench.
The bench.
Shaquem Griffin.
Shaquan Griffin.
Shaquem.
It's Shaquam.
It's literally
Oh, boy.
Shaquem. It's literally Shaquem and Shaquille. Those are the names.
Shaquam.
You're a moron.
Shaquam about
You're
it.
a bum.
You muppet.
I feel this. I have my Delulu goggles on. I'm like, oh my god, he's the greatest of all time.
The Lulu goggles.
Obviously now he's gone from the league, but
No, but for real though, I really do see high hopes for Chop, and honestly, the fact that he did come from Penn State and they do produce guys like Micah Parsons. I mean, it's called linebacker U for a reason, even though it's not a linebacker.
They produced Guy. Guy like Micah Parsons. Guy, one singular guy. One guy like Micah Parsons.
I want to go home. I want to go home.
Oh, he's still here.
Yeah, that's so rude, buddy.
Gerald, go home.
I think Gerald is home.
I didn't shine a light into my eyes.
I thought Gerald took a nap.
How did you know about that?
Think I'm not watching?
It's not like there's a camera right there.
How did you know about that?
Gerald.
I watched you have your phone in your hand. I watched Justin just look at his phone for 10 minutes. I watched Chris.
I openly said I was looking at my phone for 10 minutes.
See, Justin,
you want me to add unbiased hockey knowledge to a sport that I know nothing about? I think not. I think the
puck.
Yeah, honestly.
All right, Justin, this is the last thing I'm going to say about Chop Robinson, and then we can move on.
Okay, word.
This is the overview of his stuff through NFL.com. Basically, this is the last sentence. If he crafts a rush approach and learns to string moves / counters together, he could reach his ceiling as a destructive force capable of forcing teams to game plan around him. So it can be physical. It can be fixable.
That is the most chat GPT thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
That's
honestly.
I'm literally getting it from NFL.com.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's athletic. I'm going to give it to him. He's really athletic. But we've seen guys that are really athletic get taken way too high, like a Trayvon Walker, who are just now starting to fit into the mold of the NFL, and it's year 3.
I mean,
right?
Chase Young,
an absolute freak of nature, and he's even now still debatably figuring it out, and I don't think he's going to get extended by the Niners.
Well, the thing is I think the injury definitely set him back a year or two.
Well, yeah, for sure, but
you got to take that into consideration. Okay, that's my last thing about Chop Robinson.
There were just a couple of disappointing performances yesterday.
Yes.
Xavier Thomas out of Clemson. I was very disappointed with everything other than the 40. He did prove that he still has the ability to move. But on the field, drills, he might have been the worst player at the combine for the on-the-field drills. And it sucks. It really does, because I had high hopes for Xavier Thomas potentially being a late first-round pick, even maybe an early second. Now, I don't even know if he gets into the third after his performance at the combine. It was bad. It was miserable. And his attitude yesterday, too, in interviews was not great. It was not great. And for a guy with so much talent and showed so much promise at Clemson, it's just a little disappointing.
I know you're disappointed in yourself and everything like that, but a huge part about being a professional athlete not only is your stuff on the field, but also off the field with media and the camera and stuff like that. And so he's not giving himself any, advantages by acting the way that he did. I get it, he was disappointed, but sometimes you just got to put on a brave face, put on a nice smile, and just be like, yeah, I know it wasn't too great, but I know for sure I'm going to get it next time or anything like that.
My goodness!
What?
Some of the cornerback 40 times are out, and holy hell, these guys are cooking.
Quinion Mitchell.
Quinion Mitchell out of Toledo ran a 4.33 That brother is cooking.
Ooh, Daquan Hardy, Penn State. Daquan Hardy, 4.39, baby. He was the return man for Penn State.
Look at all these lower level schools. They're all like just producing these track athletes.
Let's go. He's a runner. He's a track star.
Max Melton out of Rutgers runs a 4.4.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. These
what the heck are you
corners
guys doing
cooking.
over there?
We're having a moment.
Twinsies.
Why are you having a moment over what?
About this notebook I got.
Yay.
He has the blue one, I have the black one.
One more disappointment that I thought of for Edge, and then we can move on. We can move on to corner since everything's happening live.
Actually, I don't want to stop it there, but I do have a game because it is Friday.
Chris has a game.
Chris has a game.
So I thought, why not? Fun Friday. Ran it by Dan yesterday.
He
said,
did.
Why not?
I got many texts.
He's got the text. He's got the receipts.
Let me say the one thing.
But yeah, you guys can finish on the combine. And
Just
then,
one last thing about the combine for edge rushers, and then we can talk a little corner because it's happening right now.
If she goes back to the combine, turn off her mic.
Jared Verse,
I agree.
Jared Verse, I was quite disappointed in. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't understand how you can be disappointed in Jared Verse.
I don't know. I just thought based on what I've seen.
I want you to look down at just where he ranks among all players and tell me you're disappointed in him.
It's the hoop drill. He did not do
The hoop drill is not NFL.
Listen,
it is not the NFL.
It's all about balance, finding inner peace and balance.
Jared Verse is probably solidifying himself right now as an early second-round pick, and I love it.
No, you got a point. You got a point.
Disappointing is crazy. I had that brother going in the 4th round 2 weeks ago.
Okay, but like all
2 weeks ago, 4th round pick.
Here's the point. All the mock drafts that I've seen have had Jared Verse being like a mid-first round pick.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, he did. What mock drafts are you looking at? Mid-first round pick from who?
Bleacher Report.
Not Bleacher Report. Shut up.
Bleacher Report is garbage.
Gerald, go to bed. Go watch your soap operas.
Go to bed, Gerald.
I think this is a fantastic transition to.
I think this.
Yeah, go ahead, do your game, Chris.
Thank you for the
Since
rings.
it's Friday, why don't we have some fun now? Why don't we?
You can watch the NFL Combine right now on NFL Network if y'all are interested in more.
Word.
Watch it after the blitz.
That being said, where's this aux? just the greatest. It's just great.
Squirtle.
It's great. Anyway, so I ran this game by Dan yesterday. This little game is going to be called Name That Player. So I have a handful of players in this blue notebook.
Okay, wait, hang on. Can I get a sport?
Yeah, it's just going to be straight football.
Okay, word.
Because I know we all watch football. We all know football. Past and present. Just keep that in mind. There are retired players in this game.
Okay.
So what I have are a list of players and some fun facts about them. Got like 3 or 4 fun facts about them. Maybe where they went to college. Maybe if they won a Super Bowl. Maybe if they played for, half the NFL teams in the league. Who knows?
Word.
But again, these players are from the present as well as the past. So there are a couple retired players mixed in there.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to have a little free-for-all here. So everyone by themselves.
Okay.
I feel like we need a buzzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like
I'm at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we did it like Blitz at night. We had like a buzzer kind of ish.
I call Duval.
Yeah, just say something random or just scream or whatever.
Duval.
I don't know.
Can I do this?
Yeah.
Hit Chris. Wait, so what does that mean for me and Justin? Because we can't hit you on the other room.
You just got to be quicker than my speed of.
Speed of
okay,
arm.
Sonic the Hedgehog. I see you.
Arm. Okay. That being said, you all got the gist of this, right? I'll say one fact. If you guys can't say it from that fact, I'll move on to the next one and so forth.
Word.
Is it just 1 point for each right answer?
Yeah, it's just going to be 1 point because it's just a player and then it's facts about them.
Let me make a tally on this.
So, with that being said, gosh, you're like so close to this book.
Don't cheat, Frank.
Frank, back away.
Let's see. Where do I start? You know what? Let's start with a journeyman.
Brian Fitzpatrick.
Hey,
Okay. That's kind of crazy.
Wait, why? Was it correct?
Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be that easy.
Yeah, she didn't buzz in.
She didn't buzz in.
I mean, she said it.
All right, whatever.
She didn't buzz in. Nullify that
whatever.
point.
All right.
Yo, the fact that I was just joking.
All right, we're going to start now then.
I'm so
I got to
sorry.
cross this man off because I feel like that was too easy. This pen isn't working. All right.
You could have said journeyman, and she went Ryan
Right away.
Who else would
Okay.
you think
All right,
in
all
this
right, all
modern
right.
day?
Here's a player. This player, if you know your drafts, was the number 1 pick in the 2021 draft.
Trevor Lawrence.
Wow.
Duval. I love you, Justin.
All those drafts merged for me.
I can literally name you the top 10 picks of the 2018 draft. I watch it every single
Please
year.
do not.
Josh Allen's the GOAT.
Because I got to cross out these names so I know I used it. But I'll remember.
I have a pencil.
Do you? Give me that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Justin.
All right. Maybe this one will be a little harder. Okay.
Well, I mean,
This gentleman plays on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay.
He is currently not playing, a retired player.
Okay.
He was a first round pick in the 2002 draft.
Okay.
This gentleman also went to the University of Miami.
Duval.
Justin.
Ray Lewis.
That is incorrect.
Gerald.
Gerald.
I would like to go Ed Reed.
Gerald.
That's it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You were close, though. Same team.
Yeah, same team. You were close. Don't feel discouraged.
No, I think
Justin.
I got
It's
I
okay.
got the wrong year.
Yeah,
Thank you for
I think
giving
Ray
me
Lewis
that
was like
point.
late 90s.
I was
All
between
right.
Brian Dawkins and Ed Reed. I was waiting for it.
Moving on to an active player. Now, if you know your history, you might get this correct. This is an offensive player who was the number 1 pick in the 2018 draft.
Boop, 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 boop.
Joe.
I heard Emma first.
Baker Mayfield.
Got a little big.
Jeez. Like, do you just, like, keep a thing of, like, drafts?
Every
of,
single
like-
year, I watch the 2018
She
NFL
literally
draft
just said that. You're
just
what you're talking
because it makes me feel good that we decided to trade up to get Josh Allen. I can.
You just watched the whole first round.
It's on YouTube. It is on YouTube. The ESPN airing is on YouTube. Look it up.
about. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I'm okay.
I mean, I don't know if I'm
Maybe-
going to watch it once a week like you do, Emma, but
Yeah,
like,
No, once a year before the draft.
Maybe these past players will be a little harder. I'm going to go with a past player here.
Okay.
Who played on the defense. This player played from 1985 to 2003. He went to Virginia Tech, was the number 1 pick in the 1985 draft.
Oh my god.
He is a 11-time Pro Bowler and a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay. I was.
Frank?
No, it's dumb. My answer's dumb.
It's not Bruce Smith. That's what you're thinking.
No, it was, he went to FS. Lawrence
Okay.
Taylor.
I'm sorry, buddy. That is incorrect.
I know.
All right. 1985 first round pick. You said.
All right.
Number 1 overall in 1985.
Number 1.
hey, it is Gerald. Gerald.
Yes, Gerald.
It's Luke Smith.
Gerald, you are correct.
Who was it?
Bruce Smith.
No, wait.
Oh, it's not
Bruce
Bruce
Smith.
Smith.
Why did I think it wasn't Bruce Smith?
Bruce Smith went to
Thank
Virginia
you.
Tech.
Thank you, Emma.
No, I knew he went to
Point.
Virginia Tech, but wait, what team was he on before the Buffalo Bills?
Thank you. Thank
He was
you.
drafted by the Bills.
Wait, I thought the first overall pick for the Bills didn't happen until like the 70s only.
No, it happened in the 80s. 85 was.
Look,
Yeah.
I researched all of
Dad,
this.
Dad, if you are listening to this, I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you. I appreciate the point. Thank you.
Chris Nosby, if you're listening, I'm so sorry, Dad. I love you so much. I will not let you down again.
Oh my god.
That is
You're
so
gonna get a
sad.
strict talking
That
to
is
right
so
to get
embarrassing.
All right. Moving on, this player is an offensive player. He played from 2007 to 2015.
Boom.
Was only on
Calvin Johnson.
like I don't get it. Did I really make it this easy?
Second overall pick. First one, Jamarcus Russell, and you know how that happened.
Here's one. All right, here's one. This is another offensive player. Played from 2008 to 2022. His teams include, and this does not, the first team that comes out of my mouth, he was not drafted by, but they include Washington, LA Rams, Vegas Raiders, Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Bucks, and the Baltimore Ravens.
Wait, hang on. You said 08?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was drafted in 08.
Okay, one more time, the teams.
The teams are, and not in order from when he was drafted, are LA Rams, Washington.
Oh, wait, I know. Sam Bradford.
No, Sam Bradford got drafted in 2010.
Oh, wait, crap.
Incorrect. LA Rams, Washington, Vegas Raiders, Baltimore Ravens, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It's a quarterback.
I think it's
Gerald.
Deshaun Jackson?
Gerald, you're right.
Oh, my God. I forgot he was in Vegas.
I didn't think it was a quarterback.
I thought it was.
I forgot he was in Vegas. Holy crap.
I knew it wasn't going to be a quarter.
I didn't know J-Jax went to Vegas.
Yep. He was there for like...
He was there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
yeah,
he
literally.
was still there.
Has he like officially retired?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He retired in 22.
Oh wait,
This is
yeah,
last year.
you did say that.
It's okay. Not a lot of people listen to me. I'm used to it.
No, Chris.
Shut up, Chris, and do the next question.
Shut up.
All right. Next question. This is a player who surprisingly is not in the league anymore. On the offensive side of the ball.
Can I guess? Todd Gurley.
I'm gonna kill her.
I thought
You
you
said
guys knew
surprisingly.
football.
You said surprisingly, and I'm like, I know exactly who that is.
I was gonna go Fitzgerald, but he never retired.
Oh my God.
All right.
Nate Wiggins just ran a 4.29.
Wow.
I said that.
Congratulations,
I saw listen to
congratulations,
Dan.
Gerald. If I listened to you half the time, I might understand you more.
All right.
I gotta
Here we
stand
go.
for this.
This
Come on.
is an active
Come on.
NFL player currently on the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
He was a first-round pick in the 2020 draft at number 26.
Duval.
Yes, Justin.
Justin Jefferson.
No.
I'm sorry, Justin.
Oh, no, he was 23. My bad.
This person also was the 2018 New Mexico Bowl MVP.
Oh, Duval. Is it Jordan
Yes.
Love?
It is, Justin. Jordan Love.
Ty Schmidt is quaking right now.
Oh.
Frank, are you okay there, buddy?
Utah State.
Let me just see.
Well, Frank is losing as usual on these games.
Frank still doesn't have any points because he sucks at games.
He has a losing streak this semester.
All right.
This whole year.
You mean 2024 or like the whole school year?
Let Chris get to the thing.
2024.
Gerald, shut up.
All right. I'm going to name a player who is
winner.
Not active, so he is retired. On the
Thanks for
defensive, I got to clarify for the listeners.
Oh.
So he played, and Dan, he played on the defensive side.
Word.
If you remember your history, he was a Super Bowl 45 champ.
Super Bowl 45.
Super Bowl 45.
Duval. Is it Troy
No.
Polamalu?
It is not.
45. Okay, wait.
This man is also a 6-time Pro Bowler.
Is it James Harrison?
You didn't buzz in.
Is it James Harrison?
But no, it is not.
45.
Super Bowl 45 champ.
Are we close with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, it's not. It's not Steeler.
No, it is not.
Gerald.
Yes, Dan.
Clay Matthews?
That is right.
Whoa!
Clay Matthews is crazy.
Got to build that suspense in there.
Clay Matthews from Pitch Perfect 2.
Right as you said not Pittsburgh, I was like, okay, who's top Green
Not
Bay guy?
Pittsburgh.
Oh wait, but they were in that Super Bowl. Okay.
They were in that.
All right.
Yeah.
This is another defender who is retired. This man was the 2012 Defensive Rookie of the Year and then proceeded to be the 2013 Defensive Player of the Year.
Duval.
Tell me, Justin.
JJ Watt.
Sadly, it is not JJ Watt.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's had more Defensive Player of the Year votes.
Tell me, Frank. I think you know it.
It's wrong.
I think you know it.
No, I don't.
Oh wait, I know.
No, it's Khalil Mack.
That is incorrect, my guy.
Nah, he was drafted in 14.
Was it 14?
Yes, Emma.
Anquan Bolden.
Anquan Bolden is a wide receiver.
No, who was the third? No.
All right,
Who was
now
the third
that's
person?
a guess, brother. That's a guess.
Who was
I
the
don't
third
care.
person of Von Miller, TJ Watt, and Von Miller, JJ Watt, and whoever
No,
else?
that was an answer. Wait, was that your answer?
No.
Yes, that was her
that's
answer.
correct.
She said Anquan Bolden.
Dan,
Joe!
Dan, give me your guess.
Future Buffalo Bill linebacker coach Luke Kuechly.
My guy Dan on a roll.
It was Kuechly.
It
God
was Luke
damn it!
Kuechly
You know what?
indeed.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say Dan's not in the room.
My guy
Dan's
not in the room.
100%. Dan's 100% cheat.
Dan's not in the room.
Dan's cheating.
All right.
Continue.
What, do I need to
Continue.
All right. Here's one.
Gerald, stay home. You're safe.
This is a retired player who played offense.
Word.
It was Alden Smith. God dang it! That's who I was thinking of.
This man is a 5-time Pro Bowler as well as a 4-time Super Bowl champ.
5-time Pro Bowler. Duval. Is that Adam Vinatieri?
Incorrect.
Good offensive.
Okay, I mean, whatever.
Rob Gronkowski.
Rob Gronkowski's right.
Yes! Gronk's only got 5 Pro Bowls.
How did I mix up Alden Smith with Anquan Bolden? Good God.
She's still on the list.
Yes, I am.
All right.
I
think this is a
I
good
didn't
one.
even listen to that last question. I'm so mad at myself.
I think this is a good one.
Congratulate Frank, he did something.
Yay!
Shout out Frank. Yo, don't end the call. My man was about to end the call. Okay. I think this is a, this might be a Frank one. We'll see, though. We'll see.
Well,
this is a retired player who is on the defensive side.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Super Bowl 37 champ.
Duval. Warren Sapp.
I'm sorry, buddy. But Frank.
Rondé Barber.
Rondé Barber.
Rondé Barber. 2023 Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee.
Tampa guy.
I said it.
You got Bruce Smith, so shut up.
We got 10 minutes left in the show. Let's do a round of how many points we have.
Yeah,
I don't.
Let's do a
even,
quick.
I don't even.
You
know.
did not. Oh my gosh.
Maybe like 3, probably. I'll say 3.
We'll say 3 for Justin.
I have 4.
I have 5.
Dan's got 5.
Dan's
Frank
cheating.
has 2.
I'm not even cheating.
Cheating.
All right.
You would know if I'm cheating.
Cheating.
Yeah, you would hear the keyboard typing like.
Don't be mad at the winner just because you can't win anything either.
Cheating.
All right. This player is a current player who is on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay.
He is a 2-time national champ. And first was 2015. Then the second was in 2017.
A 2-time Natty winner?
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
2015 was Alabama. I know it.
He was also a first-round pick in the 2018 draft.
Oh, Dad.
I heard Frank.
No, go with him. I heard him first.
Okay.
All right, Duval. Is it Amari Cooper?
It is not.
It's not Amari.
Gerald.
Mark Ingram?
No, Mark Ingram's way.
Gerald,
later
Dan,
than that.
what do you think?
2-time Natty winner.
No.
It is not Derek.
Derek
2017, bud.
Derek Lemon. Okay, continue, Chris.
He's only played on 2 teams so far. One in the NFC, one in the AFC.
2 teams, 2-time Natty winner.
Oh my God.
Brother, who's won 2 Natties?
Brother, I was doing online research, and this is what it told me.
Hang on. Okay, 2015's Bama. 2017's Bama, so it's a Bama player. Is it a Bama running back?
All right. I guess to narrow it down a little more. Hold on. Before I say it, before I give it away. I just got to make sure they're in the right conference.
How do you not know the conference?
Because I have...
How do you not know where they are right now?
Because.
Oh, Duval. Is it Melvin Gordon?
It is not. And you're so confident.
Yeah, at least I'm guessing.
Okay, you got...
I'm scared to embarrass myself again.
The teams included are in the... Hold on, let me go with the NFC first.
Brother.
Oh, my God.
NFC South and the AFC South. Brother.
Oh, Bing!
Tell me, Frank.
OJ Howard.
No.
Oh.
Okay,
No.
wait. NFC South, AFC South.
I was so confident on OJ Howard, but I don't think he went to Bama.
Plus, he's more
Duval? No. Wait, no, it can't be him.
No, just say it anyway.
It's not David Johnson.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I thought you would have got this, Justin. Yeah. I thought you would have.
Me? Duval. Is it Leonard Fullback?
No!
Bro, what do you... I don't understand why you're over there chuckling at me as if I'm not the only one guessing.
I gotta give it to Justin, though. He is guessing.
I literally said OJ Howard.
It is not OJ Howard.
I don't want to embarrass myself again.
Okay.
He's the only one that hasn't guessed.
NFC South
And
AFC South. Bama? He has to be from Bama.
He is from Bama.
Yeah.
Who's...
Brother, what am I...
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Holy hell. Duval, it's Calvin Ridley.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you.
I was thinking running back the whole time.
God.
Oh,
I didn't
my
know
God.
I just felt like I didn't have to say he was with Bama, saying those
You're
two
right.
natty
He
champs.
did go in the first round of the 2018 draft. Come on.
I didn't know Calvin really was on the 2017 team.
Oh,
2017 team.
man.
Good
I
Lord.
was just stuck on running back. All right, I'm
Yeah.
at 3.
Man.
All that for my third point. Or fourth point.
That took 4
Fourth
minutes,
point.
guys. That took 4 minutes.
All right. Let's see here. All right. This, I want to say, I think he's still active. We're just going to go with active. He went to Stanford.
Christian
From
McCaffrey.
No. From
Stanford.
2009 to 2012.
Oh, this one.
He said, oh, wait, that's not a buzzing. He thinks Duval.
Tell me, Frank.
Andrew Luck.
No.
I know he retired, but...
He is an
Really?
offensive player. He is an offensive player.
Okay. Went to Stanford, you
Went to
said?
Stanford. He is a 3-time Pro Bowler from 2017 to 2019.
He went all 3 years?
Yep.
From Stanford.
Offensive?
Yeah.
It's an
Offensive player.
No way, it's a lineman, right?
I'll just narrow it down. It is not a lineman.
Okay, that works. It's always
So
good.
you got quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and tight end.
Not
Yeah,
quarterback.
appreciate you.
Anytime.
You said he drafted in 2012. Or was he drafted in 2013? 2013 draft.
Oh, that was a crappy
Oh my
draft.
gosh, that draft is garbage.
Okay, maybe this will help. He is the Super Bowl 52 champion.
Nick Foles. Nick Foles.
Gerald?
Nick Foles is wrong, but tell me, Dan.
Zach Ertz?
Zach Ertz is right.
Oh my! He went to Stanford.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He hasn't been on my mind in, I think,
He would
3
throw
years.
another wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean,
Remember
I
when
was
he
gonna
tried to ring chase and went with the Lions during the
he's-
NFC Championship game?
Didn't
He's
even
active,
play.
isn't he a Raider right now or
I
something?
thought he was
Well, he was on the Lions.
Yeah,
I think.
trying to
Alright,
ring
that's why,
chase.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, continue.
All right. This is an offensive player who is retired.
Word.
Played from 2012 to 2020.
Word.
Went to the University of South Carolina.
Oh my, he was a Gamecock?
He was picked in the second round in the 2012 draft.
Okay, 2012 draft, second round, offensive player, retired in 2020.
Mm-hmm. He only made the Pro Bowl once in 2013.
Well, yeah, shocking. He went to South Carolina. retired in 2020 is crazy.
Gerald.
Tell me, Dan.
Josh McCown?
No.
That is
No.
incorrect.
I'm gonna go on a left field here. Is it Giovanni Bernard?
It is not.
No, he was with the Bucks in 2021.
Okay. Never mind.
Can you give
Maybe
me?
this
Can you
will
give me
help.
more?
Maybe
Chris?
this will help. He is a Super Bowl champ, but I feel like if I get too specific, it might give it away.
Oh, no way, right? Duval?
Tell me, Justin.
Is it Shady? LaShawn
LaShawn
McCoy?
McCoy?
No.
No. Gerald.
Tell me, Dan.
Nick Foles?
Nick Foles did not
Incorrect.
retire
Nick
in
Foles.
2020.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh.
Okay, all right. He only played for 2 NFC teams.
2 NFC teams.
One in the
retired
North
2020.
and one in the East.
Retired
One
in
in the
2020.
one in the East?
Yes.
No, what was the one before the East?
North.
North.
North, thank you. Oh, Jesus.
An offensive player that retired in 2020. Is it? No way.
Is that a buzz?
Duval, if he's not confident.
Des Bryant.
Des Bryant is incorrect.
Yeah.
Is it LeGarrette Blunt?
LeGarrette Blunt is incorrect.
No. He was drafted.
All right, he was a Super Bowl 52 champion, to be exact.
Yeah, of course he's an Eagle. We got that.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Gerald.
Oh wait! Oh my goodness!
Dan.
I have it! I
Dan.
literally have it! I
Dan.
literally have it!
Tell me, Dan.
Duval.
I think Mark Sanchez?
Duval.
Mark Sanchez is wrong, but Justin.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Alshon Jeffrey is correct.
And that ties me with
And
Dan!
That being said,
I'm at 6.
Ah.
where are we at for points? Because it is at the top of the hour.
I'm at 5.
4.
I'm at 6.
Let me get a point round up. All right, Justin, you
5.
said 5. Emma, 4. Frank, 2. Dan, you said what?
6.
But Dan's over the phone,
Dan's
so we
over the
can't tell if
phone.
he's cheating, so that means I win!
Justin!
Get out of
Justin
here, Gerald!
wins.
Frank
Just
still
Out of here,
wins.
Gerald!
Get out of here, long
Out of here, Gerald! Out of here, Gerald! Somebody hang up the phone.
Chill, don't do that.
Gerald's been
Don't
great
do that.
talking to you.
Frank has still not won this semester.
Oh, shots fired to Frank.
I can't wait to make a game and make all of you suffer.
You know, I was
Wait,
gonna...
but that means if you make a game, you won't
It
win.
would probably be too easy.
Dang. I thought at the beginning this game was going to be too easy because my guy.
Frank's going to stop showing up again.
Listen, I'm so
my
proud of myself for just getting 2 people correct just based on 1 word.
And then
I'm a
Anquan Bolden.
genius. Listen,
Yeah,
Alden
Anquan
Smith,
Bolden.
Anquan Bolden.
crazy.
Listen, I didn't know. Okay, I'm so sorry, everybody.
Wrong.
That's gonna be a clip. I just know it, Dan.
A defensive player.
Defensive
and
player of the year.
Stop
Bolden.
it! Stop it!
Not even the
Yeah,
right
that's
time
what you're
period.
in for,
Anquan
but-
Bolden got drafted in 03. It was not even the right time period.
Listen, the adrenaline got to me, guys. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Defensive player drafted in 2012.
The adrenaline.
Anquan Bolden.
Stop it! The
That-
adrenaline got to me.
Being said, let's shout out those socials. Justin, you first.
No, you can follow me on X, TikTok. I post daily at jblock22.
Emma.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Emanosby. No caps, no spaces, no nothing. I am so sorry for the embarrassment once again.
Am I going next or are we going Dan?
Or Dan? Dan, I guess
So
Dan.
you can finally hang up the phone.
The real winner of this game, yes. You can follow me on X at _D, capital WNY. I would also like to shout out Frank for still being a loser this year.
And there goes Gerald. Frank, your social?
It's fine. I know he's just living in a sad, depressed state of mind right now because, the Sabres, gave him a little bit of hope and now they're just going to crash and burn. But it's fine, whatever. Find me on Instagram at Frank Lopez _561 or on X/Twitter at Frank561Lopez.
And you can follow me, Chris Giacobello, at Twitter at CJacobello17 or Instagram at C_Giacobello17. That has been 91.3 WBNY The Blitz. Thank you for listening.